Well, hello, Evergreen friends. I pray that this message finds you doing well and being healthy and hopefully having some hobbies that you're able to do as the restrictions continue but are beginning to lift, and we're starting to look forward to things like possibly returning to church gatherings soon if you're healthy enough and not extremely vulnerable. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but first I'd like to update you on a few other things that have been going on around it. First, we've got the building update. Things are coming along nicely. Things did have to stop for a little while because of the restrictions going on, but many of those restrictions have now been lifted, and so the building is coming along well. As you can see on the left-hand side, we have got the portico up, and electricians have been working on putting the lighting in the last few days, and it's coming along really nicely. So we're glad that you will be safe and covered when the rains fall, and you can just park under there and let folks go in, and that's going to be a nice addition. And the addition on the back side is coming along great as well. You see there the outside, it's just what a nice fit. Everything kind of looks right. It all goes together and it looks like it belongs, and that is exactly what we wanted because it does belong. Inside they're going to be getting some drywall that'll be coming in soon, and drywall will begin going up, so you can really see those rooms being more and more clearly defined. And we have the roof on the fellowship area, that the porch being able to come together, and look forward to gathering that in the days to come. Here's some pictures of some other things going on. That is Jack and Bob, and they are working on building the bell tower, so that's going to be up and going, and Bob will give us some updates on how all that's going to work when it all is fully functioning. And then you see a door, and that's the door in the porch area that will be opening and going right into the Sunday school and storage areas, the hallway that connects between the fellowship area and the new addition. So that is already functioning, and we look forward to be able to be using that as we go out of church and into the fellowship area after church in the near future. The prayer paths. The prayer path has been changed, and we were doing the 7 last words of Jesus, but a recent update, we have the Celtic journey, and so each of the prayers and psalms and readings on those come from a Celtic prayer book, a Christian Celtic prayer book. And we also notice when you go around that you'll see some other changes. First of all, there's an introduction now. There's the prayer path set out. You can see a map on it as you go up toward the prayer paths. The labyrinth is to your left, and there is actually some details on the left-hand side on how to use a prayer labyrinth. And on the right-hand side, there's an update as far as what the latest prayer path is and what the purpose of it is, the theme. And then you see a picture here of one of the 14 stations that has one of the Celtic prayers and reflections on it. So come on over and enjoy the prayer path. You'll also notice that there were some new additions on there so that the prayer and reflections don't fly away in windy Michigan. It seems to be getting windier and windier, and so now when you come, there'll actually be plastic coverings that the prayers and reflections are inserted into, and still easy to see, but much less likely to have these prayer reflections fly away in great gusts of wind. So hopefully when you come, all the prayers and reflections will still be on their post where they belong, so that you can enjoy your time on the prayer path. COVID-19 church updates. Well, we are planning on reopening so long as by May 31st everything is okay to open, as long as we are being able to safely gather and we are allowed to gather without repercussions. We do plan on opening, and I want to give you some precautions. First of all, some of the things you can expect as you come back to church and gather. The first thing to note is that if you have underlying health conditions that would make you more susceptible or more vulnerable, we're encouraging you to stay home. It might not be time for you to regather yet. You'll still be able to watch the services online, or there is a second option. You could come to church, and we plan on having speaker systems set up outside, and so you can come in your car and roll down your window. We do not have a radio station at this point, so you'd have to roll down your window, and we'll have a designated area for folks that are going to be outside to be able to park And you can also bring your own camp chair. If it's nice enough outside, we have a designated area in the grass where you can just set up your chair outside at a comfortable distance from one another, but being able to hear through the speaker system that Bear and Melissa will be setting up for us and providing for us. But we'll also be doing indoor worship as well. So you can expect that when you come in, someone will be there to hold the door open for you. There will be a designated door opener. There will be people there that have sanitizing solutions so we can spray the doors as needed. And there will also be sanitizer at multiple stations inside so that you can sanitize. There will be no handshaking. We're asking folks not to shake hands. And we also are asking that you would come wearing a mask. And if you don't have a mask, we will have masks available that folks in the church have made, and we'll make sure that you're able to get a mask and don that mask inside. And even I will be wearing a mask alongside everyone else anytime that I am interacting with the congregation, but the board did ask me that when I'm preaching, if I could take off the mask just for that, but I'll be set back in the pulpit so that it's a safe distance, and anytime I'm not in the pulpit speaking, I will be donning that mask as well. So we're going to try to stay as safe as possible. We'll be sitting in sections every other row, so there will be distance between folks, and we also want you to sit comfortably distanced even between in those rows from other families. We do ask that you do sit with your family or those in your household, and we will not be having nursery or Sunday school just yet because it would be really difficult to maintain those precautions. Kids integrated together, doing things together in rooms could cause germs to be able to spread a little bit easier. So we thought at this point it's best, why don't we let children be in under the supervision of their parents and guardians as they come to church, sit together. We're going to make the sermons will be fairly kid-friendly. We're going to be continuing to focus on the miracles of Jesus, and I'll make sure that it's being able to go forward in a way that kids can appreciate and enjoy as well. The songs that we'll be singing will be on the screen, so there'll be no need to be able to have your hymnal open. We'll make sure that the hymns that are sung, the songs will be right there on the screen for you so that you won't have to touch anything that way. And also we won't be passing bulletins, but we'll make sure that the service is led along in a way that you can understand, and it'll be guided, and any major announcements will be up there on the screens as well. So we're really already prepared to be able to do this hands-free. In fact, we even have offering boxes that Jack Weidman got installed, and those offering boxes are at the back of the church, and you can just drop your offering in on your way out, or if you prefer, you can continue to give online, or you can send your offering to the church. Attention, treasurer. So there are multiple ways that you can continue to be able to support the mission and ministry of the church so that we can continue to be financially viable as we move forward with Christ's mission. When we do decide to do communion, we actually have communion packets already together, and they come with the communion wafer. I kind of call it the McDonald's kind of communion. It's not ideal, but it's ideal for these particular circumstances. This won't be the way I think that we do it forever, but it'll be the way that we do it for now. When we do communion, whatever Sunday that happens to be, probably not the first Sunday back, as we just kind of get used to things and adjust and adapt as needed after that first service, we'll have you come forward to grab your communion. It will be in an individual cup. No one else will be touching it, and it'll have been packaged already outside the facility. And outside playtime, parents, you're going to be in charge of your children, so if you want them to be able to play on the playground outside, we're not going to put any limitations on that. We just ask you to use common sense and know that having your kids play on the playground and play with other kids, that is a decision that you have to make. As far as special events go, we're hoping to be able to begin Wednesday night discussion groups, our Bible groups, in the near future. So we'll probably give that a few weeks after we launch and then see what kind of interest we have. And we'll just stay at a safe distance from one another when we're inside and use our basic precautions. But I believe it's something that we can continue to do. Pasta dinners will be on hold for the foreseeable future until the board can get together and decide when they feel like it might be a safe time to launch those again. Coffee stations are on hold for now, but we do hope that within the next next couple of weeks after beginning church gatherings again, that we'll be able to have coffee stations, maybe just have one person designated to do coffee so that there aren't multiple people touching the cups, and we'll keep safe distances as we come and pick up our coffee. So snacks will be on hold until we feel like it's a safe thing to do, because that's a little bit harder to manage. So those are the updates. We look forward to gathering again. As I said, we're hoping to be able to gather on May 31st, but that will be based on the board decision, based on current circumstances that are going on, and guidelines and recommendations from our government officials, and also the discernment of the board that you have elected to help make these kinds of decisions. These are decisions that we never thought we'd be making, but we are, and God will guide and lead us through it. Again, as we begin to gather, just know that there are other ways to gather, continuing online. In fact, we're hoping to have the whole service online soon, and I hear Carr is going to upgrade the internet in the coming months, and so we hope to be able to stream it live eventually. But at this point, our internet services do not allow us to stream live. It gets too much caught up. It's not smooth, so we'll continue to post it online so that you can be able to view on Sunday morning or even later during the week if you choose. Anyhow, we thank you for continuing to love and support Evergreen and the ministry and the community here. We continue to pray for your safety, and we continue to look forward to the time when we can regather again safely. God bless, and we will see you soon.